Let me just see if it's huh. Hello, welcome to Teeing Off with RevSportz. A very good morning to everybody. It's been an action-packed IPL week. A lot of IPL action has taken place. Besides the IPL, applications for the Indian head coach have also been sent out, and there are also a few other sports that we have to cover. But like we always we get started with the IPL. I've got Debashish, Bharat, and Karan joining for the show. Debashish, I'll ask you first. The match got washed out yesterday, of course. The Gujarat Titans are out of the race. Your thoughts on Gujarat Titans being eliminated?
Yeah, it was obvious. Means obviously the writing was on the walls that they are in they stand no chance to qualify for the playoffs. But the good thing that have happened with the match got washed out is that KKR now means definitely not going to be. It's definitely going to be the top two. Means it has been even if Rajasthan Royals wins their remaining two matches, they will end up getting to 22 to 20 points, and obviously KKR will end up on 19 points. And the last game, remember, both Rajasthan Royals and KKR will be playing in Assam. So
Mm-hmm.
no way they are going to have be the top two finishers.
Yes, you're right. Karan, RCB's had a fantastic run. They won 5 out of 5. Do you see them with an outside chance of possibly qualifying now?
So I think there are quite a few teams with a chance. The clear cut is obviously KKR, and Mama's a big fan. So one team is through and three are eliminated. If you look at it just on basis of numbers and academically, everyone has a chance. I think RCB is there, CSK is there, Delhi is there, Sunrisers are there. So anything can happen. If you look at it from the numbers perspective of uh, what can happen, what can not happen. Suppose there's rain. Suppose something happens, and some of the teams you've got star players leaving back. Those started with Englishmen, they are going back. So it's still open, and I think this is the kind of climax we need. And to stick our neck out and say that it's a bit dangerous. What's going to happen at the last minute, we don't know. Like the flutter created on 2 days ago on Sunday, CSK playing their last home match of the season. Everyone thought it's got something to do with Dhoni, but then I think RevSportz itself yesterday clarified, no, it's not like that when he leaves. So this kind of a buzz will be there. And it is, I firmly believe it is good till the last minute. The guessing game is on, who's going to make the cut. That's what is going to keep the competition razor sharp. But yes, I do feel sorry that Gujarat Titans winner in 22 and runner-up in 2023 have fallen by the wayside. But I'm not the type who's going to be critical of Shubman Gill. This is just his first year. If you've given Hardik Pandya love and sympathy, I think Shubman also deserves it. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think he does. Bharat, the Royals and KKR are mostly through. KKR, of course, are through. The Royals as well are through, should be through. But, there are still two other spots to be grabbed. Which two teams do you think might end up on those two spots?
Yeah, I guess it's between RCB, LSG, and CSK because look at the net run rate, then CSK are slightly ahead of RCB. So RCB have to, for example, if they get 210 in their innings against CSK, then they have to restrict CSK to something like 180 or something like that. So RCB have a decent chance, CSK have a decent chance. The other one is LSG because they have two matches to go. They have to win both. Mind you, their net run rate is quite bad. I think these are the three teams who look like have a chance, and I feel CSK is the one who can go through still because they are in the pole position. The net run rate is better, and they're on 7 wins as well. So I think that they're in the pole position. Second is RCB, but they have the momentum, and then I would say LSG.
I think Devashish wants to mention something. Yes, Devashish.
But SRH also has a very good chance. They have two matches remaining, and if they can they are on 16. They can end up on 16 points. So they have a very good, and they play against Gujarat Titans and Punjab Kings, who have not done well in the season. So they have a very, very good chance. Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Yeah, you're right. Because
Just adding a point, I was looking at only the fourth position. I'm pretty much sure that SRH will go through. So I think the battle is mainly for the fourth position between LSG, RCB, and CSK. And it seems like
interesting.
CSK are in pole position.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting because even with the SRH side, Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, both these two up the order can really take the game away from any opposition. So you're right. I think it's going to be RR, KKR, SRH, and then there will be that fight for that fourth spot, which we'll have to see. Let's move on from the IPL discussion now. A lot of topic and a lot of talk on who India's next head coach will be. We've got some names coming in. We've got VVS Lakshman. Someone said Ashish Nehra in the comments yesterday. Someone mentioned Gautam Gambhir. There were some international names as well. I would like to ask each one of you your thoughts on this, and who do you think might end up with that final decision of being the head coach of the Indian cricket team. Karan, your first thoughts on this whole decision making?
Firstly, I think it's a process of selection. I think BCCI has advertised for the job, and what stops Rahul Dravid from applying again? Though I think he's done his bit for Indian cricket as a player, as a coach. He's been there with India A team. He's been there in every role. So, firstly, I'll place on record my gratitude and thanks for Rahul Dravid, or to Rahul Dravid, for what he's done. He's done a fantastic job. Let's not get obscured by a few results. We won against England the Test series at home. We reached the final in the World Cup last year. And in fact, he was on an extension. It's almost like the extension has dragged on for 1 year. So if he's made up his mind, he wants to spend more time with the family, well and good. But if he's pressurized, don't forget that when he took this job, first time, it was because he was requested by Dada Ganguly, BCCI president, then that please take this job, and he took it. He did it with relish. He's never said no to any hard role. But then looking ahead, if you're the options available, if it is VVS Lakshman or Ashish Nehra, certainly I don't think is ready to commit himself. I think a lot of these coaches, including Gambhir, they're happy with just 7-8 weeks or total 12 weeks prep and not to be traveling away from the road for such a long period. And given the most important point, India is very high profile. We've had foreign coaches. We've had some of them do well, some of them not do well. We've seen where Kirsten was, and now he's with Pakistan. But I won't say the same about Greg Chappell because he created a huge flutter. Everybody will apply. The money at stake is huge from the BCCI. Salaries are fantastic. And they know they're dealing with a team which has immense potential. So I think you will have more applications. I think you'll have a full 11, and who's going to be the impact player, impact coach, who's the impact coach who's going to get selected. I would like to see that. And last point, sorry for my being so long, is you're going to have a change in the support side. You'll have a batting consultant, you'll have a bowling consultant, you'll have a fielding consultant. Even that will come, but that will only be decided after who's your head coach. So interesting days. I know just as we speculate on IPL, just as we speculate on what will happen between India and Pakistan in New York in the World Cup, we can now speculate on coaches. I think all of us have our picks, and even fans will have their pick. Those are watching RevSportz.
Do you have any particular picks, Karan, if I had to ask you?
I just wear a fair, unbiased click, and I'm not averse to a foreign coach coming. There's nothing wrong in it. I think it's fine. Just pick the best, just don't go by past reputations of those who've been brilliant batters. I mean, the 228 partnership or 228 or whatever happened between Lakshman and Dravid, we can't go back to that. Coaching is a different cup altogether. It's totally, and modern day cricket is ruthless. We are not going in for like split captaincy or split coaching. You need a coach who's well versed with modern cricket. He's got to deliver for Test. He's got to deliver for ODI. He's got to deliver for T20. Don't forget, by the time this T20 is over, then you're going to travel to Australia. You have the Champions Trophy next year. Whether we go to Pakistan or not, or it's a hybrid model, we don't know. So we need a coach who's hands-on and committed, and who will, really build the team. That's going to be very important. A lot of seniors there, and due respect to them, their performance ability, whether it is Rohit, whether it is Virat, or everyone, even Jasprit Bumrah is not getting younger. How do you manage king size egos? Because that is going to be the big challenge. You're not going to teach them technique. You're not going to teach them how to bat. You're not going to teach them how to, they take a catch, or you're not going to tell the bowler. They're a specialized job, but the coach is really a mentor. How you hold it together? He's got to be a father figure. So I'm looking for that father figure in whoever is going to be Team India coach. Thank you.
Very well said, Karan. I think it's more important to manage than teach skills at the moment. Devashish, your thoughts?
I think VVS Lakshman, as you have mentioned the names, I have not gone through the names, but if going by what you have mentioned, the names of three individuals, Gautam Gambhir, Ashish Nehra, and VVS Lakshman, I think the front runner should be VVS Lakshman. The sheer fact that he has been associated with the Indian team on 8 tours, and also when Rahul Dravid has taken a break and momentarily. So I think, and everyone in this team knows Lakshman well, and he given that as he brings in that wealth of experience, of obviously his stature as a cricketer. He will earn that respect. Means much like Rahul Dravid. So I think for me, the front runner should be VVS Lakshman. Once again, it boils down to whether he is willing to give full time. Because for Indian coach, you have to stay away from home. Means obviously two big series coming up. One against Australia down under later this year, and the next year the big series against England. And then you have the World Test Championship final. So these will be very very important series. So I think if you ask me to short any specific names, I think VVS Lakshman to me looks to be the front runner. Yes, if you never know, means obviously I'm not too sure about Ashish Nehra, whether he will be willing to take the role as Kannan sir
Yes.
said. Obviously, because coaching the Indian team, you have to spend a long time away from your family, which I don't think they will be willing to. But then let's see.
Yes, you're right, Devashir. In fact, Ashish Nair had also mentioned that even though he's offered the opportunity, it's something he might not take up because he likes spending time with his family. So, it's a valid point that. Bharat, your last thoughts on this topic?
See, with due respect to Rahul Dravid, if you look at the results, it's been similar to what it was before. They had a chance of winning the Test series in England. They lost that one-off Test in 2022. There are two chances in South Africa against a modest batting lineup. Okay, the bowling attack was very good, but the batting lineup was very modest. Lost one, drew one, and then World Test Championship final, the last World Cup T20 World Cup 2022 last in semis. So results compared to what it was in the previous regime, it's similar. In India, you are yet to win an ICC trophy. If you look at that from that respect, yeah, it's been decent, but results have not been great under Rahul Dravid. If you look at how it has worked out, yeah, if you look at VVS Lakshman, he has a similar way of going about things. So you're basically replacing someone who has very similar method of coaching. So maybe in that perspective, at least I would look at someone other than VVS Lakshman. But I guess he's the front runner. If you ask me, the machine coaching, as they call him, the coaching machine, it is. I think Andy Flower, wherever he goes, he succeeds. Even with RCB, if you look at the scripted turnaround with what seemed like a very average side, Gulf Giants they won, Multan Sultans they won, Trent Rockets they won. With England, he succeeded. I think he's the best coach in the market, but I don't think he will again take a national setup. He's very much into franchise, but I guess they will go with VVS Lakshman only. Though I feel VVS Lakshman's coaching methods are very similar to Rahul Dravid. I don't think India will get anything different if they go for VVS Lakshman. In that sense, I will continue with Rahul Dravid only.
Ishan, I'll just take 1 minute to wrap it up on this particular aspect. I think we can be critical about Rahul Dravid, but let's also say similar thing happened when Shastri left and Virat Kohli quit captaincy or was removed, whatever is the correct word phrase. I think all the Indian fans, everyone who loves Indian cricket, everyone who's watched them need to respect these legends. They put in their heart and soul. They've not treated it as a 9-to-5 job. It's been a very, very hard job. They've stayed away from the family. They've tried to, mesh all the players together and bring out the best, Even against England at home, there have been crazy situations. Let's not forget Virat Kohli was not there. So looking ahead, I think first thing is say thank you to these coaches. They've been really helpful to Indian cricket. In all roles, they've been there. They've been there as players. They've been there as coaches. And if they don't come back, I cannot possibly visualize, Rahul Dravid going in front of the mic and holding it and doing what Ravi Shastri does or, more illustrious former cricketers does. I think coaching, that's something he will love. And probably even if he goes back, he'll love to focus on his son in Bangalore. But yeah, we need to show some love and, great respect to these coaches. They have tried their best, If results have not come, it is not by design, but just a default. Better team won. And even if we lost, the Test Championship final, or even if we lost the World Cup final, that's sport. You win some, you lose some, you got to move on. Thank you.
Very well said, Karan.
Just adding a point. You look at Ravi Shastri versus Rahul Dravid himself.
I'm not getting into this. I'm not looking into versus.
I'm not arguing.
Use the word regime. I don't believe in regime and all that. It is Indian cricket. There is no regime. Sorry, I don't believe into versus. This is not a theoretical comparison.
I
This is
am
about
just
Team
putting
India.
my point across. I'm just putting my point across. That's all. I'm not arguing with you. Finally, it is result-wise. Under Ravi Shastri, India played really well in England and they were leading 2-1. They won 2 test series in Australia. So if you look at result-wise, when it comes to away from home, India have definitely declined under Rahul Dravid. So that's what I would say. I really like him as
Well,
a
that is
batter.
your opinion. I am
But,
entitled to my
Fair enough.
opinion. We all have
it's my
opinions, so I
opinion.
think that's it. Thank you.
I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just putting out my opinion.
No, I'm not arguing with
So
you.
I
I'm on
feel-
a common show of RevSportz with
I-
4 people here. That's all.
I feel result-wise, Rahul Dravid has not been good. And if it is VVS Lakshman, his methods of coaching will be similar. So
I think we can debate again if Rahul Dravid is again hired. That's a possibility which theoretically exists. If he applies for the job and you reject him, I would like to see that as well.
Fair enough. And, I think it's important that everyone has a different opinion as well. It's a free space. So I'm glad both of y'all spoke up and spoke your opinions. It's time to move on for the final topic. And it's my last question to you, Karan. It's regarding shooting. Manu Bhaker, Isha Singh make the cut in the sports pistol event for Paris. And in the rapid fire pistol as well, Anish Bhavnawala and Vijay Veer Sidhu are through. So I'm sure you must be thrilled. You're a big follower of all of these champions. So speak on this and we'll be ending up.
Basically, I'm thrilled for, all these shooters who are making it. It's been a very, very hard trial. This is the first time there has been a proper Olympic trial procedure, and it's never been there before. We can talk about the times when Rajavardhan Rathore won a silver for India in Athens 2004. We can look at the time when Abhinav Bindra won gold in Beijing 2008. We can look at the period of 2012 when Gagan Narang won a bronze. We can look at Vijay Kumar winning. There were no trials as in a proper OST, Olympic selection trial. So in each event, 2 trials first in New Delhi, very hot conditions, and 2 trials now in Bhopal. I think 4 trials back to back. It's been very, very strenuous to withstand that pressure, physical, mental, technique, the body. So my congratulations. I think RevSportz was the first to break this news that not only in sports pistol women Manu and Isha, but also we have in the rapid fire, true to nature, the word rapid fire, it's fast. Anish Bhanwala and Vijay Veer Sidhu, they've done well. Of course, today is the final for each event. These are Olympic. All Olympic events have a final. So even final is there. Until 19, you will have more pistol events because don't forget that Isha and Manu, they're going to be part of 2 more trials in the air pistol event also, which is a 10-meter indoor. And then we have a whole lot of shooters more in pistol and rifle who are going to be in Bhopal competing. And away from it, in shotgun, some of them have already made the cut. The policy is different. So my congratulations to them and from the entire RevSportz team, because these have been very, very hard trials. I think compared to 2021 when the Olympics was held, it was in different circumstances. They have been really pressed hard. It's like make or break how you cope with the pressure. And in a physical sense, in a mental sense, in terms of technique, and, the other, not a full 8 lane in the final, but 4 more pushing you. And the surprise factor is those who are not the favorites, they breathe down your neck when you take in that. And again, congratulations to all the coaches who worked with these shooters, the national coaches, the high performance director, as well as all the private coaches. I wish to place on record, because for every Manu Bhaker, there is a Jaspal Rana behind. For every Manwala, there is a Harpreet behind. There's so many of them working in tandem, and that's what has maximized the results. And we would like to see the same result translate into a medal or medals at Paris 2024.
Thank you, Karan. As descriptive as ever, and that's what we love. Thank you so much for your inputs. Thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Devashish. And thank you to everyone who joined as well. There's 11 a.m. show that's really doing well. So make sure you tune into that. And we're going to leave you all with the Venki Mysore promo. We hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you again tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's I didn't even know about it. There was some routine, storm in a teacup. I think there's nothing to it. So I think it was a conversation. They are good friends from God knows how long. So somebody has done something there just to create some mischief, I think. But I don't think there was anything. I spoke with both of them. They were talking about something else, and it was kind of some people have too much time on their hands. That's all I can say. So.